All right, we are live. Welcome to the Spin and Backfist MMA show for Wednesday, July 16th. It is Robbie, Fox, Jack Mack, and Big Ev back again to talk UFC news, UFC 318, Poirier, Holloway, some PFL. There's a lot to talk about. White House card. We got some info on that this week. But first, let's tell everyone about one of our favorite sponsors here at the Spin and Backfist MMA show. That is Game Time. We love Game Time, obviously, not only for fights, for concerts, for shows, but it's summer and there's nothing like getting to a baseball game, especially last minute, the dog days of summer. You're thinking, what is there to do? It's hot out. There's not much going on. It's baseball season. You could go see a baseball game and you could go cheap with Game Time. It's the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports, and Game Time makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the app actually go down the closer it gets to showtime. If you're looking at Game Time right now, I'll pull up the Game Time homepage. Reds at Mets, $77 will get you in the building on Saturday night. Phillies at Yankees on Friday. It's Anthony Volpe bobblehead night. $49 gets you in the building. Great deals thanks to Game Time. What are you waiting for? Get those Mets or Yankees tickets now. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code BACKFIST for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code BACKFIST for $20 off, BACKFIST. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game Time. We love Game Time. Shout out Game Time. And where do we want to start today? Do we want to start, I assume, news before we get to the pay-per-view? But what are the biggest the biggest news items of the week? I don't know. I did an interview with Dana this week. You guys just interviewed Thad Gene, so look out for those. The interview with Dana is already on the channel. We have an interview with Max Holloway already on the channel, and Thad Gene should be up soon. So keep an eye out for those.
I can't think of anything else, Bob.
Yeah, McGregor.
It's just.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, it's been a week. It's been yeah. I'm not even kidding. That slipped my mind. I completely was I don't know where to begin. Has there been big news this week? Oh yeah, there's been big news. McGregor's dick all over the place. He's got a weight attached to it. He says he's lifting weights. Sent his dick to Azalea Banks. She tweeted it out. Now he's just tweeting don't let my giant cock distract you from the people pulling rugs over Irish people's heads. He's just tweeting about it. He's retweeting people that say he's got a big cock. Yeah.
Referring to it as the GC is insane.
The GC is crazy.
The GC is crazy. Insane.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you caught this, either of you. Azalea Banks also commented that they had been just sending unsolicited nudies to each other for the last 8-9 years.
I can't even wrap my brain around that, because at that point they're solicited, right? Or is it
she said on both, I believe she said on her end and his end, essentially they just from time to time would just snap each other a quick nudie over the last 7-8 years here and there, unsolicited.
And that's crazy, because she got so mad at him for this. Why did she get so mad? Was it because he said don't be a rat? Because he threatened her?
Probably.
But who knows? I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
I don't think he even cared. Obviously, the way he was tweeting afterwards, yeah. Crazy.
Oh, I think we had a little Drake situation where I think when you got a call what it is, guy's got a big dick.
Yeah.
He's not really what is he
people
worried
gonna get mad? Yeah, yeah.
And also McGregor's. I mean, the world's seen everything with him. What is
True. But even the pictures the day before with the lady on the beach, that was what the fuck is going on right now? Who is this lady?
It appears that they have him and D have an agreement. It
does look like
that's what speculation is. I would have to think so. An understanding, if you will, of some kind. I mean, there was a picture.
Getting the Connor dick pics on Nadu Fly Day was an event.
What a day. What was I just gonna say?
There's a picture you were gonna say.
Oh, the picture of him with the girl. There was on Instagram. He liked it.
I know.
He clearly is unbothered by it. That's what I mean.
Yeah. And he still wants to be the president of Ireland.
What?
He's both acknowledging check out my giant cock, and then in the next tweet he'll be this is my political stance and why you should vote me president of Ireland. And it's what's going on here? You can't do both.
Also,
unless you can, I don't know. Maybe you can. I don't know.
You sending the Chael thing, I think, was my favorite part of it all. Chael's video.
Yeah.
I still like when you first sent it. I just assumed it was AI, like or not even AI. I thought like someone made a caption, and then when I watch it, like the first like I'm like, oh, this must be AI because Chael's so clean cut.
Yeah,
like him just over and over saying like McGregor's dick. I was like, this can't be real, but it appears it's real.
He was like, I can't stop staring at it. And the way he ends it, he's like, it's a lot to take in. It's
also the memes around it were incredible.
Oh yeah, the
like
lifting weights memes all over the place.
There was one with
PC Strickland. PC Strickland had a really.
He got blocked by McGregor.
Oh
yeah. The one about Ilia Topuria was the funniest, I think. It was like Ilia Topuria training to make sure it bends the right way. Like just insane.
So funny. That might have been my favorite one.
Unhinged. Everything about the situation was unhinged. The memes that came from it, Conor's reaction to it, Azalea Banks tweeting it out in the first place, Conor doing it in the first place, the weight attached to it, unhinged. Everything about it.
People that aren't in the end of MMA Twitter, I like feel bad sometimes. I'm not even saying like media wise. I'm just saying like as a consumer, like just consuming it.
Yeah.
Like
that's like what Twitter's made for.
From the MMA gamblers to like the fighters, like everything. The whole scene is just like the most crazy motherfuckers, and I love it.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Phil Rowe was really mad that MMA fans were tweeting about it, sending pictures. He said it was sus, and he said MMA fans are weird for that. It's like, all right, bro.
I mean, come on.
Like, what do you want us to do? Not like it was tweeted. It was the number one thing. But yeah, more like proper 12 inches from JP. The rigorous weight training. I mean, I told Robbie this when I came in. I was like, yeah, I mean, he's back to training. And then he told the BKFC head that he's back in the testing pool.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I guess he is. And then he said he's going to do the White House card, then 2 more fights, so he can fight out the.
Or no, he has 2 more. So White House 1 more.
All right, then 1 more. Then he's going to fight it out. Then he's like, then we can talk, but we'll see.
And that clip of him with Mike Perry was crazy too. And he's like, "You'll dance for me." He's like,
"You'll dance for me." Yeah,
that's so crazy. The clip where he's like, what's the rhyme he has when he's like something about no gloves? Like he has some kind of fucking crazy. He went up there like Ric Flair with like a rehearsed like promo, essentially, just absolutely balls to the wall bonkers. And he's screaming at the top of his lungs. It's crazy. Everything about it's crazy. I loved the text exchange he posted with Dana, where he sent Dana like a voice memo about the White House card or whatever, and Dana just wrote like all caps, "I love it." Did interview Dana this week and got info about the White House card too. That was like interesting. Like he says, full card on the lawn of the White House, doesn't care how many people are going to be there. He just wants it on the lawn. So that kind of confirms like, yeah, I don't think they're putting 20,000 people on the lawn of the White House, but it'll be, maybe like a Times Square type event.
So what if you had to predict who he fights on the White House lawn? Who would it be? Do you think like the leading favorite right now is Michael Chandler?
Absolutely. I think so. As ridiculous as it is, like people are like, give it up, like the backpack meme. They're like, it's over, bro. Let it go. But like, I think Chandler's the obvious one, like the Trump connection too. Like he's
honestly,
Trump guy.
I think at this point, who I'd like to see more than it, just give us the Diaz trilogy. The Diaz trilogy
interesting.
on the White House lawn would be incredible.
That would be it would be really interesting. It's just like so many years removed from Diaz being like an active, like, I mean, I know it is for Conor too, I guess.
I think that's what makes it better. Like the Diaz, if he doesn't fight into, like if the Diaz return was like on the White House versus McGregor to settle the trilogy, I think people would love that. I agree with
no, it is true.
It's a good point to bring up. I'm sure they'll have a way to combat that somehow. Like the UFC is too smart and too just like Dana. That's obviously something that would come up very early. It's a fair point to bring up.
Yeah,
I just think they would.
WWE has done. WWE's done it where they have like fans in like the turnbuckles and stuff. I think where it's like they're basically like pumping cold air into the ring.
So what I was thinking about is Dana said last year, 2025 is going to have something that's going to blow your socks off. He was like, this is the biggest thing that's ever happened. Is this what it is?
Maybe.
Probably. I would think so.
Yeah, probably is. Yeah. But he also said in the interview that like he was like, yeah, me and Trump, like we texted a few times about it, but he had no idea Trump was going to go announce it. It seems like they were like, oh, this would be really cool. Trump just announced it in the speech, and then it became like, all right, let's get the fucking plan set up for this.
And then talking Trump UFC, him calling Derek Lewis right after, like, just like.
So I talked to him about that too. I said, what was the conversation like? Were you just literally like, hey, Derek Lewis wants to talk to you, and like give him the phone? He was like, yeah, it was basically it. He said Trump was texting him during the card. That's how he knew, like, I could call Trump and I know he's up and I know he's watching.
Wow. Yeah, so like he saw Wonder Boy get robbed. He saw Wonder Boy get robbed.
Yeah.
Like Trump was probably texting Dana like, that was bullshit. What are these judges watching? And 2 seconds later, he's like, can I call you real quick? Because he said Derek just kept saying, where's the president? Where's the president? He's like, he's watching. Crazy. Everything about that's crazy. Robbie, I thought Dana said they had, what is this? Robbie, I thought Dana said they had done a lot of work on it already, and Trump decided to announce it, not that they hadn't already put in a lot of work. I don't know, because he says in the interview with me that he's like, yeah, we got to put together some pictures and we'll fly and show Trump and see what he likes, what he doesn't like, go back. Like, it seems like maybe they did put in some work logistically, but we're still at the starting point, it feels like. Sure. And I expect to hear a lot about this for the rest of the year. I feel like this is going to be the next Sphere card. He's already mentioned how it's like a one-of-one Sphere type event. But I feel like this is the thing he's going to lock into and make sure it's friggin', looks insane on the broadcast and all that.
By the way, we have 38 live right now on YouTube. A bunch of you on Twitter. Please like, subscribe. We appreciate all the love.
And check out the interviews. The people that watch the live shows, we very much appreciate. The live shows will do 1,000 views. The interviews don't do as well, I think, because people are more just accustomed to tune in for the live stuff. But we have a lot of interviews on the Spin and Backfist YouTube channel at this point that are pretty good.
And Thad was awesome this morning. He was incredibly well-spoken, a guy that was just like really easy to vibe with. Can't wait. And we'll release that before July 1st, or August 1st, sorry, when he fights in AC, and should be a fascinating fight, him against Logan Storley. But it was cool to see that. And we also shot a pretty cool behind-the-scenes video with him and the intern, Mike Francesa's son, Harrison Francesa, who had an idea to like kind of do like have them show you what their thought process was during like one of their big KOs. And his KO from the first round. So he KOs Harrison Francesa in the Barstool office right here. But it was great. And
I mean, that is a good, we could talk PFL real quick before we get into the rest of the stuff.
What's HTB?
Going live while HTB is on is a bold move.
Half the battle? Like half the battle with like half
the battle maybe?
I like that show. We like half the battle. I like half the battle. We love that guy.
Yeah.
Honestly, we kind of like have so many other things here at Barstool that sometimes it just like we find time when we can do it. Like,
I know. Yeah. This was my fault. We were shooting something from like 11 a.m. till 4 p.m. today we basically made 2 new Pop Punk songs, which is great, but it took a long time. Yeah. But
yeah,
the PFL. Talk PFL real quick. Obviously, world tournament. We're in the midst of it right now. 64 of the best MMA fighters from around the world. Now it's whittled down. It's not 64 anymore. But it's been great so far. We're excited to see it continue. Obviously excited for that Thad Gene fight on August 1st. It's been 8 weight classes, 8 fighters per weight class start. And then now it's again whittled down. But it's been great action. Great year for the PFL so far.
This weekend, PFL Champion Series. I know there's a billion things, but we got Johnny Eblin, Dakota Ditchova fighting AJ McKee. I feel like there's a few others that I think Corey Anderson, or did that fight get canceled?
No, it was Corey Anderson. Golsov was booked. I hadn't heard.
I'm going on. No, I think it's canceled.
Damn,
oh no, it's not. No, it's not.
It says confirmed upcoming bout. Yeah.
Yeah, and then AJ
That's
McKee against Ahmed Magomedov.
Yep.
Corey Anderson, Goltsov, and then this is the first PFL Africa, so it's a new one. Obviously, Johnny Eblin, one of our favorite guests ever. Hope to see him stay undefeated. Same with Dakota. Can't wait to watch that. That's awesome fight day on Saturday, by the way. Not just PFL. Usyk Dubois is going to be unbelievable, and then obviously we are going to get to UFC 318. But PFL, I'll be tuned in. South Africa, it's the first professional, well, I guess first major MMA organization in Africa, I'm pretty sure, for
oh wow, I believe it. Yeah, I mean, obviously UFC's never gone there. They've talked about it forever, but shout out PFL getting over there.
Yeah, main card starts at 2, prelims at 10, East Coast,
which is awesome. Yeah,
perfect.
Which is you wake up, start watching fights, start betting on the fights, get it to the PFL, extend it throughout the afternoon, extend it throughout the night. You get a day worth of fights there. All right. The chat is talking about one of the big talking points of, I guess, media day today. Have the Dustin Lil Wayne walkout talks fizzled out? Feel like I haven't heard much. Dustin said today it's happened, 100% confirmed. And he also kind of confirmed, he's like, yeah, it's not like he's not walking out to a Lil Wayne song. He's keeping the James Brown and walking out with Lil Wayne, which I think is the right move as well. Maybe he'll have a little bit of Lil Wayne beforehand, but he's like, yeah, I'm not ditching the James Brown.
It's fair. It has become so synonymous with him. But he did say he walked out to his first UFC fight to a Lil Wayne song.
So maybe they'll do when John Jones will have the champ is here and then something else, or the opposite. So maybe it'll be a mashup.
Honestly, even just walking out with him would be so sick. But if he gave a little something to the mic, that would be incredible. Even just a little something.
Yeah.
So we got the unfortunate news about Evloev and Pico, but there was a little bit of rumblings that said they may be moved to the August 319 card, which is in Chicago. Obviously, they were supposed to be on Abu Dhabi. If you add Pico and Evloev to the Chicago card, it's one of the best pay-per-views. It's loaded.
Also,
I would love to see that.
I don't know if you guys saw, they announced today that the 2 championship fights for the Ultimate Fighter are going to be on that card as well.
Wow. Thoughts on the BKFC $25 million open weight tournament? Seems like it could be sick or bankrupt the promotion. I mean, again, I say this every time we talk about BKFC. I don't know where the money is coming from. It's coming from somewhere. They've got unlimited seemingly. But yeah, I would be excited to see that. It's ridiculous. The concept of it's ridiculous. So Ben Rothwell.
I'm telling you, it's one. I think it's 185 to 275, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm
Ben
telling
Rothwell
you,
can go in and
I said it in the chat. Ben in our group chat. Ben Rothwell's gonna, unless there's someone that's I'm not aware of in this. I think Ben Rothwell can just run away with this thing.
Yeah. Oh, and super chat from.
No, I need to see the full. I haven't seen the entire list.
But. No. I got some news, Ev.
Oh, okay.
And this is some unbelievable news. You know who could win this?
Who?
Parker Porter.
I knew you were gonna say it. I knew it. I knew it was coming.
Oh my God.
He's undefeated. If he's in this, I will be I'm already the biggest Parker Porter fan. It would be, oh my God, Parker Porter against Ben Rothwell for $15 million.
25.
And to think though, I think just making the final, I know it's at least $1 million or $2 million.
Good for him. I hope he gets it. He's a great guy.
Super chat from Derek Campos is very excited for this main event. 2 guys who will just give it their all. None of that Justin Gaethje bullshit. I think Max takes this one 49-46 times 3. That's funny. I forgot Derek Campo was a Gaethje slanderer. Oh, me and Gaethje not got into it a little bit, but someone tweeted at me at Robbie, can we get a Justin Gaethje interview on Pardon My Take? And I responded, not even thinking about the fact that Gaethje was tagged in this. And I said, I don't think so. He was in Barstool because of our Patty connection. Because going back to remember him and Dave got into it, he said, Dave's a bitch. He said, maybe I'll take the high road when I see you at one of these events, which was came off a threat or something. Justin Gaethje responded to me and said, ha, you are a weird guy. which I thought was just a funny thing to say. Like to anyone, that's like a hysterical, you are a weird guy. And then I just responded with the screenshots. Was like, I don't really even have anything against you, but like, how else do we interpret this? I think he forgot that happened. I don't think Justin Gaethje has any recollection. Yeah.
2K Red Eyes. We've discussed this. I think there's a huge possibility if Dustin Poirier goes out there and looks amazing. I think there's a huge chance that he's like, "Give me Ilya." But do you fans really want that?
I don't think he will. I don't think he will, to be honest. Yeah, be careful what you ask for. And also, like, I think when the UFC says, hey, for the first time in company history, we will build a card around your retirement in your hometown, I think you gotta like show them the respect to be like, all right, this is real.
But again, this would be, in theory, the UFC offering it to him. I don't think it's going to be him being like, I want Ilya Poirier on the mic. I think it'd be more like him looking really good and the UFC being like, hey, like, this would be a great matchup. Both guys are going to trade. Like, Dustin's
I would just be so shocked if the UFC wanted that. Like, I think Dana, so like, if you're 1 foot out the door, I think you should retire. Like, and I don't think he's that Khabib-like figure where you're like, but we need him. Like, there's 1,000 super awesome fights for Poirier.
No, I agree. Because I think there's enough going on at 155 that they don't need it. It's not like a heavyweight situation where they're like, yo, like, Poirier, like, save us. Like, that's not the case. Like, there's plenty of guys, like, obviously, Arman sitting there just clearly worthy of a title shot. I mean, Islam, if Islam wins, honestly, Islam win or lose would make sense. Even if Islam loses, like, you think he just fights, like, a non-title fight at 170 again? I think he would try to go back down.
There's a lot of guys in that 155, too, coming up that could make, like Mauricio Huffy, like he's like close to really being like, if he gets like a few more, like a 1 or 2 more wins, he could be there.
He's probably 2 away.
And speaking of the heavyweight division, like I brought up with Dana the fact that people are saying like, hey, Derek Lewis, you know, Tom Aspinall needs new opponents. Derek Lewis got a big win this weekend. Like, do you think that puts him in the title picture? And Dana did not say no. He was like, what I think is beautiful about heavyweight is fights like that. And any guy could go in there any day. Like, I think Derek Lewis is in the heavyweight title picture like that. And people are now saying Alex Pereira is moving up to heavyweight because he looked.
Well, they also, I don't know if it's announced. They both have seemingly agreed to it on Twitter or like on social media. And then it sounds like they're trying to make it. They're trying to do that Jailton Almeida Volkov fight, I think, for like the Abu Dhabi card in October. Which to me, I think most people would agree would be like a clear number 1 contender fight at heavyweight. So I think if they do that, the winner of that makes all the sense in the world. But they're going to need guys. I think Derek Lewis is always like 1 win away.
Yeah.
And now, especially now more than ever, like he go gets another.
You need
knockout,
somebody.
They could easily toss him.
Jones is back too. That's the other thing. Dana like confirmed in the interview. He was like, "Yep, Jones texted me and Hunter like I want back in," and he's like, "I would assume he's back in the testing pool by now."
I mean that
and I could tell he didn't want any follow-ups on that. I was gonna be like, and how do you respond to that? And he was just like, I think I said I like kind of left the door. I was like, wild times in the world of John Jones, I guess, huh? He was like, yes. It's like, all right, I'll move on.
I mean, if they were to make it, like obviously this is a year down the road. I mean, that is like the dream headliner.
Of course.
They were talking about him and this I want to talk about, and this is so far-fetched, but if it were to happen, who headlines, McGregor or Jones Aspinall, if they somehow magically put them both on the same card? Who headlines? Because I don't see a world where McGregor says, I'm the co-main event.
But
this would also be for the heavyweight championship of the world being the co-main event to just McGregor's not just a guy, but it's crazy to think like
he's the main event. He is.
He has like your hands are tied. I almost don't know. There's no like right or wrong. There's no like, it feels like there's no right answer. It feels like whatever you say, it's like the wrong answer.
I literally had this argument with Dana the first time I ever interviewed him in my entire life. Episode 1 of My Mom's Basement. He was like, I would never have McGregor headline a pay-per-view if he didn't have the title. And I was like, well, that's insane because he's a bigger star than every champion you've ever had in the history of the company. So like, I was like, it's just like insane. Like you would say, I'm going out to watch the McGregor fight. As much as I love Tom Aspinall and I hate John Jones, but I would acknowledge that he's a big name. If they're on the same card, the casual fan is saying, oh, you want to watch the McGregor fight tonight? John Jones is fighting too. It's not, do you want to watch the John Jones fight tonight? I think McGregor is on the card too.
If John Jones comes back and doesn't fight Tom Aspinall, at least the fight isn't like booked. Obviously, maybe there could be injuries from either guy. But if he comes back and it's not against Tom Aspinall, it's one of the more pathetic moves. I think it's the most pathetic move in the history of the UFC.
I couldn't be less interested in watching a John Jones fight that is not John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. I'd rather watch Sean O'Bannon or whatever.
No.
Run back Bannon versus Toomey.
I would.
That's the mid-year awards. Mid-year awards, luckiest one of the year, Sean O'Bannon. That was bullshit.
Yeah. That's insane.
She was
out.
She got knocked out.
Yeah. Any other news that we're missing? Oh, the Tony Ferguson Salt Poppy fight just got announced. Also, what's the main event? Darren Till versus Luke Rockhold.
Yep.
His own fight.
Misfits.
I didn't know who Salt Poppy was.
Salt Poppy's fought on a lot of these influencer fighter cards. He's pretty good. Like he's a good boxer.
Yeah.
I think low key.
Do we think Tony Ferguson is going to get beat by an influencer boxer?
No, he was like a YouTuber or something like that. Started these fighting like on these influencer cards and was like really good and was like, I'm doing this full time now. Like fighting.
Wow. Like a mini Jake Paul. Abraham in the chat says Almeida versus Volkov was signed this morning.
Really?
I didn't
does
see
he have info we don't have?
We love you,
Maybe
Abraham. Like you're one of the best guys in the chat. Is that true?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of reports that it's been agreed to. And like I said, they on Instagram or on like social media have talked about it a bunch and both said like want this fight, like we want this fight, let's make it happen kind of thing.
He says at 321 in Abu Dhabi.
You know, that's it's October. October is the one.
Filmmaker Jeff says Merab won the SB Fighter of the Year. Confirmed. Also, nice. Good for Merab. Very happy for him. So disrespectful to be like, we're going to announce RSB on this broadcast because they don't give us the time of day. It's like when I watch the Grammys nowadays, they announce the Rock Awards on the red carpet before the show because they don't have the TV time for rock and roll anymore. And that's what this feels like. Like MMA, settle down, guys.
Definitely.
It's weird because they have the contract.
I know. And I actually thought, is this a negotiation thing where it's like, hey, we ain't lifting you up right as you're about to leave ESPN? But they'll probably show like knockout of the year or something, right? Like just to show like a crazy highlight or something. I don't know. But can you show that on ESPN? Yeah, of course you can, right? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Think every pay-per-view, it's all on ESPN.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was thinking like in prime, is it different in prime time? But I don't think so because prelims.
Yeah, it's all ESPN Plus still.
Yeah.
But they don't show the highlights of the pay-per-view afterwards on SportsCenter, if I recall correctly.
I think that has to do with something about like they can't show because like people just paid for that, so you can't just show it.
I actually think that's completely the UFC's call. My understanding, at least, because you see, like when they want one out there, it's at like like this Poirier one got that treatment. The Holloway Gaethje got that treatment. Sugar Aljo got that treatment.
Yeah.
Pinto Denise is for UFC Rio 1011. That's a banger, bro.
Great fight.
I'm interested to see that would be an interesting fight from a line perspective. Two heavyweights. I think they're both undefeated, or does Denise have a loss? Denise lost
Denise lost to Tybura.
Yeah.
Before we continue, let's also tell everyone about where we'll be betting on these fights this weekend. That is DraftKings. This weekend, we'll be betting on the fights via DraftKings, as we always are. It's the Big Easy, UFC 318 coming to New Orleans, and it is absolutely stacked. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC, has all of the action you need. We're talking Holloway versus Poirier 3, the trilogy, the BMF titles on the line. Max Holloway told us, I don't want to lose another trilogy. I can't get swept in another trilogy. But more than that, this is Dustin Poirier's last fight. That's it. The final walk, one of the all-time greats. Are you taking Holloway's volume or Poirier's power? And I mean, they'll kind of go toe-to-toe with each other on both those things, I think. If you've never bet on UFC with DraftKings before, don't worry. Just pick something simple, like pick a fighter to win, and then make your pick. That's it. Straightforward and easy. And check this out. New customers who bet just $5 will get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That is a huge boost to get started. Do not miss Poirier's final fight. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now and use code BACKFIST. That's code BACKFIST for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. And Poirier is one of those guys where it's like, it's a cliche, but it's like you'll tell your kids about a fighter like Poirier. You'll be like, oh, shit, there was this fucking guy. He got in there with everyone, entertaining fights every time. My favorite personal Poirier story is going to Abu Dhabi for Poirier McGregor 2. This is the one where he knocks McGregor out, not the one where McGregor snaps his leg. And I was on the UFC charter. So immediately after the fights, went to the airport, and then there was like a private lounge for us in the Abu Dhabi airport. And everyone, Bruce Buffer, Daniel Cormier, every fighter you could imagine on the card was there. People fucking limping, ice in their wounds. And Poirier and me locked eyes. I'm talking 2 hours after he knocks Conor out, maybe 3 hours after he knocks Conor out. And he just looks at me and goes, and I was like, oh, damn. I just like put my head down and like kept walking. I have an 18-hour flight ahead of me, a 6-hour layover, and then a 6-hour flight after that. And I just had that vision of him in my head, just looking at me, giving me the Jordan shrug, like, sorry. I'll remember it, though. That and obviously the crowd at Newark when he was fighting Islam, like that's up there with the loudest crowd reactions I've ever heard in concerts, in WWE, and UFC, and anything I've been to.
Without question. I don't know if you guys saw this. So Theo Von wrote him like a letter that he read on video. He was like almost crying at the end.
Yeah.
It was very nice.
Awesome.
He kind of painted the picture you did, Bob. Like he just has so many like legendary moments, legendary fights. I mean the Dan Hooker fight. I mean, even the last Holloway fight, the BST knockout. Like obviously the two McGregor fights are obviously all three, but the two recent ones for him, like incredible. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Islam fight was fucking unbelievable. Yeah. He's a legend ever since. I mean, crazy that he's a guy who they haven't been back to New Orleans in a decade. He fought on that card. Yeah. Crazy. Honestly, I found myself the last, like before the Islam fight, I ended up, you can buy it on YouTube. I bought Fightville, and I think I'm going to have to do that maybe tonight or tomorrow. It genuinely, like, I remember it gave me chills. Like when you just see this like 18, 20-year-old kid just like legit, just like grind, like get out the mud for real. Like just training, like just a couple of guys.
I know. I hate that I went to war with him. I hate that for 2 fights I was like, fuck Poirier, even still, I wasn't even like, fuck. I wasn't like, it was Khabib. I was like, yeah, I wish it wasn't fucking Poirier, because it was like, whatever. That Newark fight felt like the closest we could have been to being in a Rocky movie. Night I Won't Forget, Crowd is Electric. You're right. It felt very Rocky-esque. Also, I'll say this, not even just to pump his tires. I tried his hot sauce when it first came out. I bought a bottle of the hot sauce, tried it all the time. It is awesome hot sauce. Very hot. It's like, if you don't like hot sauce, definitely not the one to start with. But I also think back to when Trent got COVID. He lost his sense of smell for like a month. It was like just gone. And every morning he would wake up when we were living together, and he would walk into the fridge. He would unscrew the Dustin Poirier hot sauce, and he would see if he could smell it. And every day for a month, he'd be like, I got nothing. And then one day went into the kitchen, I just heard like, oh my God. And I was like, no way. So I do think about Poirier when I think about that. Yeah. All right. You want to get into this card? Talk about some of the fights this weekend. Obviously, we got a lot of fights to talk about.
I think we should just address it quick. What do we think about the card officially? A lot of talk about the card, especially
not as bad as people are making it out to be, in my eyes.
When it was first posted, bad. Robert Valentin, Gautier on the main card, bad. Now, I think very good. I think the prelims.
I think it's good.
I think the prelims pound for pound prelims are exceptional. Ton of great fights in the prelims. I understand not the like. There's definitely been better like main cards in the pay-per-view, but I think still strong fights. Like I think like Kopylov Costa is like a guaranteed like great fight. Like Ige Pitbull, I think like is definitely going to be like great fight.
Chat's saying prelims not bad. It's a B card, 6.5 out of 10. I would even say maybe a little higher than that. I'd say 6.5 is pretty accurate, but maybe I would give it like even a 7. Maybe even no, not 7.5. Maybe 7.5. Prelims are really good.
Yeah, I think Jesse Adams is like it's just prelims are making it like a 7.
Jeff with a 7.5.
Yeah, I think 7 is like a 7-ish is fair.
Somewhere in that area, yeah, it's fair. But like people on Twitter talking like it's a 4 out of 10, and it's like
no, but see, but I know it's not
the best, but
I like to go more like the figure skater at scale. Like I'm not just throwing 10s out.
Yeah.
Like there's like 1 or 2 10s a year. Like that's it.
Yeah. Like UFC 300, I would even say it's like a 9.5 because we had a card that year that was better than it. What was the card?
Like the Miami card
was Miami was really good. Yeah.
Really good. Like I think the Chicago card is pretty close. Is like a 9+.
Really good. Yeah. Do you think that's the best card we've gotten this year? The Chicago one? Probably is, right?
We've had some good ones.
I mean, the one
International Fight Week was good.
Fight Week was pretty good, but I mean,
yeah, really good.
You have
Miami this year was pretty good, I thought.
You have a chance with if DDP Hamzat is like a historic banger, you have a chance to have one of the best pay-per-views of like the past few years, in my opinion, because it's just loaded up and down. There's guys that could be future champions on that card, but sometimes I think there's sometimes it's one of those cards we can look back on, but it depends how these fighters kind of progress. Because if I recall correctly, there's some like younger prospects on it too, which like they could end up being like big deals, and we're like, damn, he was on that card with DDP Hamzat.
I mean, there's that one card from I think it might have been in like Fight Island, one of those that Poirier and DDP are both on like the early limbs.
Mm-hmm.
One of those, I could see that.
Yeah. Also, this is a fun fact from Mitt Romney. He's got a lot of fun facts in the chat. UFC 318 is the first pay-per-view in which both main event fighters are coming off losses since UFC 130. This doesn't count Tony versus Nate because that wasn't the original main event of that card. Things got swapped around.
Wow.
That is a fun fact. That's crazy. Not like surprising, I guess, because when you can you're not going to book a pay-per-view main event with 2 people coming off losses unless you have something like the BMF title in existence. But still kind of crazy.
And if both those losses are to the pound for pound 1 and 2.
Yeah, exactly. UFC Seattle. That was good.
Yeah, that was good.
All right.
The action was really good.
Let's get into this card. Nicole Caliari versus Carly Judice kicks it off. Or Judice? It's just Judice or Judice? Judice minus 325. Nicole plus 260. You don't see a Nicole with 2 L's all that often, I feel like, or do you?
No. I think she's Brazilian. Yeah. I mean, she's like she's an OnlyFans. She has an OnlyFans account. She's attractive. Yeah. I think Carly Judice is just a little bit better, but I'm a little bit concerned she could drop around 1 here. But I think Carly may just have her covered all over. Carly's really good. She, of course, was the one that got bonked by what's her name on Contender Series? That knockout that was like insane.
What's her name? She just got murdered.
Like something
got absolutely murdered by. I bet the other girl too. It was easy. I can't remember her name now. She's Brazilian.
Yeah, Dubin.
That's Dubin. Craziest overhand right of all time.
I think Judice is actually pretty damn good. Sometimes you just get caught, and she like literally just got caught at the right space or right place.
Big stay away though, right? And 4 is right about that. Like you're not going to bet on anything.
I think I may add her in a parlay.
Real? Okay, fair enough.
I just find a way to bet basically every fight. So I think that'd probably be the way I would find a way to do it.
Yeah.
Or a lot of times when the fight doesn't go as big money, sometimes a big plus money, I'll just like take a shot at it. But yeah, I don't think Judice in a parlay is not bad.
Yeah. Bruno Ferreira versus Jackson McVey. Jackson McVey plus 410. Bruno Ferreira minus 550. crazy. Another one you don't see
McVey's
Bruno with two N's very often.
The
A couple
under
interesting name spellings.
the under 1.5 is minus 260. I have nothing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know
Would you
what to
bet
do
the
there.
over? Would you like the over is plus 200?
I think Bruno's pretty damn likely to find a finisher. Inside the distance, it's going to be like minus 300, though. I'm not taking that.
Yeah.
Yeah, McVey's what a crazy journey. Like he was going to fight Dumas. Like after Dumas' opponent fell out, he was a favorite over Dumas. Then they brought in the new guy. Then the new guy had like a crazy weight cut. Like they're just putting him back in contender series. And then now here he is fighting Bruno. This is his actual fight. I think he's like 6-0 with 6 finishes. Hasn't had a lot go very far into the fight. So I think that's part of the under as well. Yeah, I mean, Bruno will probably kill him. But you just don't know enough about this guy to like really.
I know. I think I'm going to bet the over and pray. And just be like,
I think Bruno is
chin from the gods.
Like Bruno has his flaws, but he's pretty good. And he hits like a fucking truck.
Yeah.
I mean, Bruno and Abus made it to the 3rd round, so like who knows? Like if this guy, but we'll see. But Bruno, like he may just kill him. Like with first. I mean, he killed Gregory Rodriguez, which is like crazy to think about, but he killed him.
I mean, RoboCop has one of the weirdest. Like if you go back and like wiki cap him, like he got slept by Jordan Williams on the contender.
Yeah. We talked about that not too long ago. It's weird.
No,
really weird.
RoboCop truly, if he had a chin, he'd be holding gold right now. He would already have it.
Yeah.
Because he just has these random moments where he gets clipped and it like sets him back for a second, but then he'll go do something amazing like he did against Hermanson.
Yeah. Up next, Ryan Spann versus Lucas Brzeski. Brzeski plus 195. Ryan Spann 238. Spann's looked pretty good lately. I like Brzeski. I don't hate him, but I probably like Spann in this fight too. I don't think I want to bet Spann minus 238, but
I don't know what to do. Like Spann should, but like Spann's the guy. It's like, does he care? I don't know.
Yeah, not
like,
the most consistent.
I think this is a setup spot for him to get another win, but like I don't know.
Do you put anything into the fact that he's like the Superman guy and Superman just came out? Does that give him extra powers?
As my guy, man of the library once said that the signals are there. Like the signal, like that is the signal.
It's the sign,
Yeah, I mean, Waldo was Waldo, right? Waldo fucked him up, but I mean,
yeah,
like, Waldo's pretty good. I kind of agree with Jack where it feels like it's like a setup, but it also feels like a setup that he could just fumble. But I also think Brzeski is not good, so I'm not like running to even bet him like plus money. Spanish is weird because I think I said this like the last fight heavyweight where with him it just feels like he moved up to heavyweight just to like not cut weight and just fight guys that aren't as skilled. Like I don't know how it's hard to tell how committed he like really is.
I'm also forgetting that he lost the 3 fights before he beat OSP. In my mind, I'm like he's looked good because he beat OSP so quick and whatever.
The Anthony Smith one was very close. I'll give him that.
That Anthony Smith one, I thought he won. I think.
I mean, he was. I think he 10-8 there. He dominated him that first round.
Yeah,
and then just got gassed.
Lucas Brzeski is 1-5 in the UFC.
Yeah, it's bad.
And he didn't even win his contender series fight. He just stinks. Like I almost think like I'm almost getting close to a Ryan Spann side because it's like Ryan Spann's trading.
I know he's 1-5, but does he stink? Does he stink?
I think he met like
they're not to like a lot of the guys he lost to like aren't that good.
Ryan
he's lost
Spann,
some decent guys, but he's also lost to some like
Ryan Spann's knocked out Dominic Reyes, beat Kudalaba. I know Anthony Smith beat him, but like Krylov isn't a bad loss at all. OSP, like I mean, Guskov is like I think Guskov would kill Brzeski. So it really, but motivation's tough, and it's it's tough. Maybe, but
I didn't realize he was 1-5.
Yeah, he's been in his win over Walter Walker. A lot was like very quiet. Like a lot of people thought he lost that fight. I remember that was. I
Up
remember. I
next,
actually think I was on Brzeski plus money, and he got a very questionable decision in that fight.
yeah.
And then the other, he got
Uh,
knocked out by Kennedy first round, knocked out by McParkin first round, knocked out by Waldo in the first round.
is there another Polish guy I'm confusing him with? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, are you confusing him with I thought he was on this card. Prachnio? Prachnio's like not that bad.
Maybe
Like,
in my head. Maybe in my head yeah.
Prachnio's like has had some wins. Like I would say Prachnio's not
That
good, but I
might
would say
be who I'm thinking of in my head, yeah.
pound for
Prachnio,
pound. I would say
He's in the next
better.
fight. He's in the
Prachnio,
next fight against Jimmy Crute as well.
He-
Jimmy Crute minus 310 in that.
he beat Khalil Roundtree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Prachnio's plus 250 in the fight against Crute.
I think Crute will find a submission here. Is it out yet? No, not on DK. Under 2.5 looks pretty good. 2 minus 140. I think there's something like either. I think Crute's like just so talented, but like those leg kicks sometimes get him, and sometimes his own head gets him. But I think if that happens, I think he'll get finished. So like under 2.5, and then also maybe like a Prachnio or a Crute sub. But I think Crute's gonna get some takedowns, and like he's a good submission artist on the ground. I like Crute to an extent. They just signed him to a new fight deal too, so it's like
I saw that.
So it's like I think they believe in him to an extent.
Yeah.
So
there's also a big upside if he strings together a couple of wins, like he could get a fan base and like yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I like Crute.
Crute was a big time prospect there for a second, and then like he just kind of fell apart.
It was that Anthony Smith fight, and then him getting knocked out by Jamal Hill. That kind of like really derailed the ship.
They always want Australian stars, at least recently. It feels like they put a lot of Australian stars in positions to win.
I think this is a Crute spot.
They just announced a Perth card in I think September maybe or October. But yeah, I like Crute. I think Crute wins. Parlay piece.
Everybody was making those are photos of photoshops of like UFC Gert.
Yeah. Those are crazy. What is next on the card?
Dulatov.
Oh, Dulatov versus Adam Fugitt. Minus 600. Dulatov. Fugitt plus 440. I didn't realize that there's a lot of fucking wide lines, like a lot of couple plus or minus 500s on the card.
Yeah, I think like
I'm not a huge Dulatov guy. I think there's going to be a fade spot. I don't think this is it though.
I agree.
I think there's going to be one down the road
on this card with odds
he's
like
laying
this.
way more than he should be.
I don't think Fugitt like. Yeah, I agree. I don't think I have a bet here.
Then Robert Valentin Frey versus Ateba Gautier. Did I say that right? Gautier?
Yep.
Gautier maybe. Gautier. He's minus 550. And he probably should be.
I can't believe this was going to be on the main card.
I know that is, that's crazy to think about this being on the main card. Like I understand the outrage, the initial outrage when that got put out with this on there.
Just another word, like I mean, Valentin was on last year's Contenders or last Ultimate Fighter, lost in the finale. I forget who he fought. He lost his last fight. I'm pretty sure as well.
Torres Finney.
That's right.
Finney, yeah.
Yeah,
Jack says this is a punishment for him losing to Finney. A lot of the chat saying to pass him too.
This is one of those. Yeah, Gautier's like he's just very raw, like super big, powerful guy. I don't know. It's another like it's tough because it's tough. I find it like it's similar where like I don't love the big favorite, but I also don't have this like confidence in the dog to go get me one. So you just kind of get left like with these are ones where like I'm trying to find a bet for every fight, and it's a couple of these it's hard to.
Yeah.
Valentin's like decent at like He can take you down. He's really physical. Is it possible you could get late in the fight? Like, let's say he survives, you could get Gautier down and then possibly like maybe a submission late. I don't know. That's one angle I'm trying to think about. Round 2, round 3, but most likely, I mean, as the line's showing, Gautier will go in there and just starch him. This is the UFC trying to set up like a highlight KO so they can kind of build up Gautier even more, who I think's like okay, but we'll see. I mean, what he did to Medina was impressive considering Medina is like unbreakable, but we'll see.
Before we go any further, let's talk about our final sponsor of the show, and that is Blue Chew. I mean, it's a good week for this, a good week to talk about stuff like this. Enter the room dick first. Blue Chew isn't just a tablet, it's a cheat code for your crotch. Stronger, harder, longer lasting, like someone gave your downstairs a pep talk and a gym membership. How about that? Like you're lifting weights with it down there. You know what I'm saying? Blue Chew is an original brand offering chewable tablets for better sex, and it ain't just a supplement, it's an erection resurrection. Guys, this isn't just about performance, this is about legacy or third leg-a-see. Give her group chat something to talk about. When you lay it down, they're talking about how it gets up. Nothing makes you more of a legend than a little Blue Chew. You'll have the GC of your own, Discover your options at bluechew.com. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. As always, get your first month of Blue Chew free. Just use promo code SPINNIN at checkout and pay $5 for shipping. So it's SPINNIN. It's just no G at the end. SPINNIN. That's it. Join Blue Chew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. Head to bluechew.com for details and safety info. And big thanks to Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. Next fight on the card. Shout out Blue Chew, is Francisco Prado versus Nikolai Veretennikov. Veretennikov, I think both coming off losses. Prado minus 148, Veretennikov plus 124. I don't know how to really feel about either one of these guys. I've said before, I went to school with this guy named Tomas that looked exactly like Francisco Prado, and I didn't really like him. So it always urges me to root against him. He looks exactly exactly like him. But I don't really know, what to do here. I almost feel like this is a fight where maybe I will take the dog and see what happens, because I feel like it's a bit of a coin flip.
I kind of like Prado. Veretennikov, he's had a weird, he had a really close fight with Barlow that was bizarre, not a lot of action.
His last fight was the Mr. Van Zandt,
it was
right?
the Vanderford, and then Vanderford beat the shit out of him. He shoved him after. It was weird, but Vanderford really just grappled the shit out of him, wrestled the shit out of him. I don't think Prado's gonna do that. I mean, maybe he shoots a takedown or two. He sees the window, but he's a guy that really wants to stand and strike. I mean, he's also he's younger. I don't know. I think Prado's a tough guy. I think he's got a good chin. I kind of like Prado here. I wouldn't say love, but I think I'm probably gonna bet him.
Yeah, I think I'm on the opposite side. I think he's going to be bigger than Prado, longer. I think his striking's pretty good. He's pretty good in the clinch too. Prado's wrestling won't be that big of a concern for him. I think the Vanderford fight was the prime example of what happened when a guy is really good at wrestling against him. As the underdog, I've been looking at him, maybe a unit investment. Nikolai, he's a big guy, man. I think he's going to be significantly bigger than Prado in there, and I'm interested to see him striking. So I think I'm going to take an underdog shot there.
And then the big rematch, the one that everyone's looking forward to, from the casino to the cage, Marvin Vettori versus Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen minus 205, Vettori plus 170. This feels like an opportunity to take a shot on Vettori to me. Both of these guys, obviously their last fights, they lost. Vettori's coming off one loss, Allen off a couple. I think this is definitely a good Vettori play. I could see Vettori just keeping this on the feet, standing with him, and then he gets the hand raised at the end via decision.
I agree. I think we've also seen Brendan Allen be very frustrated at points where he's taken fights, and when he can't get what he wants to get going, he kind of breaks mentally. This is a good dog shot. I think it should be much closer. I mean, Vettori, There's concerns. He's been talking this week about like how he wants to kill Brendan Allen to get the anger out from the death of his brother, which I mean I completely get, but that's not the best fighting game plan. Maybe he's just saying that. Vettori's also kind of like, I mean, he's Italian. He just loves like saying things. We've known that he's the biggest power slap fan in the world. He just loves violence. So maybe he wants to see it. But I mean, I think I am a little bit. I think this is too much of a market overreaction to the Dolidze fight, and I think Vettori has great takedown defense and he can get up. So yeah, I think he could like slide by with a 29-28 decision. I think there's a lot of win equity for him here.
Yeah, I like Vettori a lot as well. I agree 100%. I think I'm surprised how big of a dog he is. I thought maybe he'd be like a slight dog at most. I also don't see like Allen, like when he wins all these fights, like a lot of it is with him, like the like grappling, like the jiu-jitsu. Like I don't see that being like a huge like weapon from here. Like I think Vettori will be able to like defend takedowns, stuff like that. And if they trade, like I think Vettori's striking is probably a little bit better. Yeah, I like Vettori as a like solid dog here.
And then the next fight on the card is Oliveira and Phillips. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyler Phillips.
Great.
It is. Yeah, this is a great fight. Kyler Phillips plus 124, Oliveira minus 148. Another one where I might take the dog here. I like Kyler Phillips. I like Kyler Phillips a lot. Oliveira, I don't like quite as much, but obviously he's a great fighter. I don't know. I don't have like a good read on this one, but it just feels like the kind of fight where I want to take Kyler Phillips.
So I think Kyler Phillips is a guy that you're getting a good price on here, but also I'm concerned. Like he does all that spinning shit and like the Matrix is that's his nickname, the Matrix, and he's like, will that tire him out? And this is not a like Lock Dog's not a guy you want to be tired out against in the third round. He will bring the fight to you. So that's been my hesitancy why I haven't clicked him yet. But I definitely lean Phillips here.
Or yeah, he has the flying knee. Yeah, I was thinking Oliveira. Has he gotten a finish in the UFC?
Yeah, and just
he beat the guy of Simone too.
Yeah,
that was dominant. I was on Simone big in that fight. That was a huge mistake. Oliveira's one that I feel like I've faded him a few times and I've just looked bad, obviously, a few times. Yeah. I don't really. This is definitely going to be his toughest fight. I think because Phillips is like a tough stylistic fight. Like he's long, wants to stay on the outside, but Oliveira, every time I notice him in the cage at 135, he looks massive. Just absolutely massive. I remember sit out against Simone, and sit out against Sopaj, and sit out against everyone, I feel like. This is the most like back and forth I've been, because I also could see Phillips being good enough to like stay at range, like kind of use the kickboxing. Yeah. But I agree with Jack, like the spinning shit's scary. Like I wonder if Vinicius Oliveira can kind of just like overwhelm him with just like size and strength. Like, can he just?
Here's an interesting stat. Kyler Phillips is undefeated in big cage fights. He's only lost.
Oh, wow. In the small cage.
Wow.
And that goes to Ev reminded me of that because I was talking about, he was like, he could use like kind of like decision him. Also, I think he could potentially get a sub. Dude, is that line out? Like I wouldn't be shocked. Like I may take what's Kyler Phillips 11-1. I don't know. Round one. Wow. But yeah, it should be going. I gotta go to the bathroom really quick.
We can move on to the main card. Obviously, kind of wild. I don't want to say wild matchmaking. Michael Johnson versus Daniel Zellhuber. Michael Johnson plus 410. Daniel Zellhuber minus 550. Does Michael Johnson have any more left in the tank to you, Ev? Does he got anything left?
It's funny because like in the last few years, like he's sprinkling a couple like highlight reel knockouts in there. So he's a guy that if you're Daniel Zellhuber, who obviously is the much younger guy, who's like more closer to his prime, has obviously performed better like just recently. And even a minus like 500-600 favorite, you still can't go into this fight and be like, oh, I'm just gonna walk over Michael Johnson.
No,
because clearly, like it was his last fight.
Was his last fight. Yeah.
I was gonna say that. I thought that was his last fight. So I mean, he's coming off a like brutal, violent one punch knockout, and he has that power. Like, do I think Zellhuber will win? Like, I do. I think more likely than not it's a Zellhuber decision. But Johnson's been clipped plenty of times.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think Zellhuber probably wins. It's tough to, again, it's like another huge favorite where like I'm not like dying to lay it, but I think obviously I'm not going to just lay minus 500 straight. But I think I think he'll win. But Johnson's always, he's just dangerous. He's obviously his fast hands and he hits hard. So he's always dangerous.
Yeah. I think Michael Johnson could look like the favorite here until he dies.
All right. Until he dies. I said, do you think he does he really have like enough left in the tank? I know he just got a knockout in his last fight, but like to move forward, does he have something left?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question.
I think he does, but his chin like fails him. So it's a little bit difficult. It's like he has the skills, I think, but like this is such a big age gap, size gap, power gap. I'm just not going to bet it. But I think there may be a shot in the second round. I'm like, why didn't I bet this? And then the third round, I'm like, oh, that's why.
And then we've got Ige and Pitbull. Ige minus 218, Pitbull plus 180. Some tough opponents for Pitbull to come into the UFC and be faced with. I love Danny Ige. Like I after what I saw of Pitbull, I don't want to say he doesn't have it. Obviously, he's fighting some of the best in the division, so he's respect for that. I don't think he's got I can beat Dan Ige. Speed, strength, power, any of that at this point.
Yeah,
I think when you look at this fight, when's the last time Pitbull's really used his wrestling? Same thing I was talking about when he fought who did he fought recently?
Yair at Miami.
This line got released over the July 4th weekend on DK, and Ige was the underdog, and then moved up to minus 130. I bet him at minus 130. He's up to minus 218 now. I obviously don't like it as much at minus 218, but yeah, I just think like this could really look like a 30-17. Ige's tank will fail him eventually. I mean, I guess it's possible, but I think like Ige, I don't know. I disagree with this. Ige was on short notice against Diego Lopez and was pushing him in round 3. I disagree with that.
The tank, I would say that's one of his strengths.
Yeah. Sorry.
I think it's
cardio. Yeah. I think it's definitely one of his strengths.
Yes.
Yeah, I think this is like a 30-27 Ige.
I love Ige in this fight. I remember I was annoyed I didn't get in the early line, even when it was not like dog, but like the line is like 130, 140, whatever it was. But yeah, I mean, I still think I'm probably gonna even bet him here or parlay him with something else I like. Yeah, I just think he's at this stage in both their careers, he's a much better fighter. Ige's as durable as it gets, never been finished still to this day. I think gas tank better. I think at this point he definitely has more power. I think he's got. I don't see him just getting like taken down and wrestled and held down. I think at this stage in both their careers, he's better like almost pretty much everywhere.
I think so too. Then we've got Kevin Holland versus Daniel Rodriguez. Kevin Holland minus 500. Daniel Rodriguez plus 380. The last couple Kevin Holland fights we've broken down, I feel like we've been like, which version of him shows up? Do we bet against him and hope that he's not taking this one so seriously? The last 2, he's looked great. He hasn't strung together 3 wins in a row since like 2020, which I know in most fighters' careers, that's like a couple fights ago. That was like a long time ago for Kevin Holland. I think he's going to win this fight. There's part of me that still wants to bet against him and hope that he's not taking this fight seriously, even though like it appears that that's not, as frequent as, an anti-Kevin Holland bettor would hope for.
I don't know how D-Rod wins this fight outside of an injury from Holland.
It's got to be he doesn't care and gets clipped or something.
Even that, I think it's usually Kevin Holland's really simple. Like if you're going to strike with him, you have to be legitimately elite to be in the same, or you have to be a guy that's bigger than him, take him down a bunch, and maybe get a submission, which like we've seen that happen. D-Rod's a kickboxer, man, and like I don't know, dude. I think this may go the way that the Ian Gary fight went. against D-Rod. Like, I think he's going to find a finish. I think Kevin Holland's the ultimate parlay piece. You could bet him straight. Inside the distance, I just think this is a kill spot.
Yeah, I think I agree 100%. I think it's, again, like, I think Holland's better legitimately everywhere. Hits harder, faster, better striker. I mean, Rodriguez is obviously, he's a kickboxer. He's not going to grapple, not going to wrestle. If it went to the mat, I think Holland would have the advantage just because of the submission attempts. He's always dangerous with the Darce chokes, things like that. Yeah, I Holland finish. Like, Holland finish, I think it's minus 150 by finish, and I know that's, like, scary. I think like Jack said, like a Gary thing, like maybe even like a first or second round for Holland. But yeah, I think he gets done inside the distance and makes it look pretty easy.
And then we've got Costa Kopylov. Costa plus 195. I saw he said, I think it was yesterday or this week at least, he's winning this fight and calling out Hamzat. He's got his eyes on Hamzat. He's dead set on it. How do you guys feel about this one? Do you have faith in Costa here? Is it hard to put faith because there's 1,000 unknowns, but he's still Paulo Costa at the end of the day.
Jack, I went back and forth, Jack. I'm curious here. I've like, a lot of me, there's a big part of me that wants to take the shot on Paulo. There's a huge part of me that wants to do that. Because I think Kopilov's good, but he's super one-dimensional. But at the same time, like, I don't think Costa's going to be just like, let me just like take you down. Like, that's not what he like really wants to do. But that's something that people have done in the past against Kopylov and done it well. Like, Fluffy just murdered him on the ground. Like I said, I don't think Paulo's going to do that. But I also think he has like the hardware and like the skill set to stand and trade with Kopylov and potentially do well. It's just like how serious of a Costa you get. Like, if you get a good like a very focused, motivated Paulo Costa, I think plus 195 can look like a phenomenal bet, and he can win the fight. But I don't know. Sometimes it's tough to see. Like, you might see like a Strickland performance where like he doesn't throw. He's not like, I don't know. He just leaves a lot in the cage. But I don't know. I haven't bet anything right now. I almost lean Costa at the number, but it's like, I don't know how much you trust him. I don't know how much I trust him.
Yeah.
I like Costa. I just think, like, striking wise, I think if Costa goes forward and kind of meets Kopylov, I think he could push him late. We could even see a Costa finish late. I want to see him on the front foot, though. But I think that this is a good bet at plus 190 there. Like, these guys are the same age. I think Costa, like, is kind of just, like, disrespected based upon who he's fought recently. But, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, Abraham says where did that go? Costa's not beat a ranked opponent in 5 years. Split decision with Strickland in his last fight.
Fought how many times?
Hold on.
I know
that split was like ridiculous split of all time. Horrible. But it's not like he's literally like, it's not like he's incompetent in the cage. I mean, I guess if you think he lost to Strickland, he beat
Whitaker.
He lost to Whitaker.
Adesanya.
He lost to Adesanya, Vettori when they had that crazy 205 debacle.
Vettori, yeah.
He beat an old Rockhold in his last fight.
His wins before that aren't great. Obviously, he's Yoel Romero, Uriah Hall, Johnny Hendricks.
Well, that's what it is. Like,
I was there for that.
He doesn't fight that often, and he keeps getting these like elite fighters, and he loses. Like, all the guys we mentioned at the time of the fights were like top 5 guys in the division.
Yeah.
Besides Rockhold. So like, it's just you just don't know what guy you're gonna get. He fights so infrequently. He fights like once every like 14 months. It feels like.
It is weird, yeah.
But he's a star. Like, people love him though. Like, obviously people love Paulo.
And then the main event, the one everyone's looking forward to, the one that everyone in the building will be there for, Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier, BMF title. Max Holloway minus 142, Dustin Poirier plus 120. We talked about this a little earlier in the week, or last week maybe even. I think I love Max Holloway in this fight. I think him being up at 155 and filling out his frame at 155 will have the speed advantage over Poirier. I think it's almost going to look similar to him and Gaethje at UFC 300. I think Poirier will look a little more competent than Gaethje, maybe striking wise, but I think it's going to be like Holloway every round almost. And maybe he will give Poirier the fucking opportunity and point down at the end or something. But I think I really like Max Holloway here, even though the last fight, went the way it did.
I like Max a lot. It's tough because I think this fight is so like close. I don't see myself like putting a nuke on like either side kind of thing. But
yeah,
I like Max as well. I think it's fading the retiring fighter. I agree with you. I mentioned a lot just kind of seeing him at 300. I asked him about it in the interview. Check it out with Max about just like how different he looked from specifically his last fight with Poirier at 155. Yeah. And then obviously the Gaethje fight at 155, he was a different person, just put on more muscle mass. And he was talking about the interview. It was a lot about the time and things like that. I don't know. He looks so much better. I think his power has carried so much. It even seems like he's gotten more powerful as he's gotten older. I mean, some of these knockouts he's landed, I understand like Gaethje engaged him. Like if you engage him in the fire like Korean Zombie did, and Gaethje did, like no one's better in that chaos than he is. Which there's going to be a lot of it in this fight. And I think the difference between now and like the last fight of Poirier was, again, like the weight. And I think the difference. Poirier just had so much more behind his shots. And that was the difference in that fight. I don't think that'll be the same this fight. I think, like you said, he's put on better weight. And even when you see them stand next to each other now, Holloway looks so much bigger. I just watch him better. They do the face-off. I mean, he's obviously the taller guy, but he's put on the right 155 weight at this point.
Poirier was saying, he's like, I can't believe that guy used to fight at featherweight.
Yeah, I just think it's so crucial. I just keep thinking about like just how much more powerful he looked against Gaethje than he did against Poirier in that last fight. And I think we're going to see that Max this time. And also just his desire to win. Like if Max wins this fight, he's right there for a title shot. I don't care. Like they could sell the Poirier fight again. If they like, I'm not saying he'd be like next in line over like Armin or something like that, but he puts himself right there. Like who knows? Maybe it ends up being like a Max Gaethje fight for like a number one contender or something. But I think Max wins this fight. He's in a phenomenal spot. I like Max a lot in this fight.
I think I'm getting towards Dustin, especially at this number. I think Dustin's looked really good. Like over the past however many years. I mean, obviously he got knocked out by Gaethje via head kick, but I mean, I like there's a chance Holloway does something like that, but I think Dustin's boxing is up there with Holloway's without a doubt. That's even. I think cardio even. Size, I give a little bit of advantage to Max, of course, but I think Dustin will find a way to handle that well. Dustin looks so good against Islam. I keep thinking like it's a possibility that we see him in a spot here where it's like 2-2 in the 5th round. The crowd will be on his side. I don't think Max is going to be like perturbed by that. He'll like rise to the moment. This fight's so good. I'm not like firm on it, but I think Dustin is the guy that his chin has stood up. And I don't think Max is going to knock him out. So I think he's going to be there. And Max is coming off a KO. Like, is it possible that we could possibly see Dustin like hurt him at some point? Yes, I think so.
For sure.
And so I think everything, but also, and there may be a little bit within me that's like, storybook ending, but I think there's a chance like 48-47 split, something like that. And I think heading into the 4th and 5th round, it will be like, who do you want right now? I think you'll want the Dustin Poirier plus 120, but I keep going back and forth. Like I've said, this is a huge fight for Max too, for the future of his career. But yeah, I keep going. But I think I'm going to end up on Dustin. I'm going to see what happens with the line though. See how it goes. I think this is going the distance. I think Dustin gets a decision, and it could be a historic fight, one that we talk about forever.
I think so too.
And
what if it ended in a draw? Everyone would be upset. Don't put that energy out there.
That'd be the worst thing ever. Honestly, and to say this about the line, like the line moving so much. I think this is about like the max. I would, no pun intended, feel good about laying on max.
Yeah.
Like I think 140 is like probably about the like. I don't think you can comfortably lay minus like 150 plus like on either fighter in this fight. It's so close. Like if it kept going up, I would be shocked if it got a lot higher than it is right now. I would even think it's more likely to swing back down, to be honest.
Yeah.
But if it got any higher, like if you're looking at like Poirier plus 125, it's hard not to like, even at 120. Like I totally understand the thought process. If you think a coin flip fight and you're getting plus 120, there's your math right there.
Yeah. All right. There you go. That was UFC 318. Shout out to all the sponsors on the show, of course. We'll talk to you afterwards. And that's it for the Spin and Backfist MMA show.